Hey YouTube, my name is Ryan. I'm this week's My Swing Analysis winner. And you know, they say the golf swing is a thing of beauty. So whoever they are, obviously never saw me play. In my mind, there are only two credible teaching professionals on YouTube. Peter Finch, Rick Shields, and now myself will all have had our swings analyzed by them. So thanks, Pearson and Andy, and take charge of your game with me and my golf TV. And Carlos agrees.
Thank you for that great intro there, Ryan.
Brilliant.
And guys, welcome to this week's My Swing Analysis. This is where we analyse one of your golf swings.
Absolutely, guys. Don't forget, get involved today. Go to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Use the hashtag MySwingAnalysis and it could be you.
Yes, enter the competition.
And guys, whilst we're talking social, we have Periscope. We've just actually got up on Periscope. You may have seen a few Q&As that we've done. So live Q&As on the range talking technique. So make sure you download the app and find us on that. And also Snapchat, Andy.
Yes, Snapchat's going to give you a bit of a behind the scenes look at what we do. Some different content on there. So if you're not on Snapchat, make sure you go and check it out. And if you're not on Periscope, make sure you download the app today.
There we go.
Lots of stuff going on. Right, okay, let's get into Ryan Costello then. So Ryan's from the US, looking to get more consistency. He struggles with some fat shots, Pierce, and some steep shots with his driver, some pulls and some skies he's talking about. So pretty powerful swing actually. Hits the golf ball a long ways. I think he's sort of carried it 260, 270, which is
good athlete.
About 20 yards behind me.
30 behind me.
Yes, 30 behind you. So what Ryan would like to improve on, let's see if we can help him. Let's take a look at, first of all, his driver swing from down the line. Okay, so down the line, I mean, first of all, when we look at his posture, Pierce, his posture looks very low. His hands look very low. He's a little bit too much bent over the golf ball. Too many body angles, really. And when you've got too many body angles or too steep, too bent over, that only adds to some steepness. So with Ryan, we want to sort of take that out, really. So first thing we would like to do, really, is get that posture a little bit better. Now, as we move into the backswing, he's got a pretty good backswing from this down the line view, not far away from the swing plane, but as we get to the top of the swing, there's definitely a move forward of plane over the top, and this is where it leads to so that steepness. And as he swings through, there's quite a big loss of balance on this one. He sort of moves forward, and this shows a little bit of instability, but also a shift forward of that swing plane causes that. So down the line, let's have a look at, front on, let's have a look at this. And what we've got here is very neutral setup.
Yes.
Now, as he moves into his backswing here, we're just going to highlight his lead knee and just see what happens there. As he moves in, there's a lot of instability here. Also, we're going to highlight the head, and we're going to notice the lead knee moves in towards his right knee. The head also drops a little bit, and this sort of puts the hips out of place, Pierce, where the left hip sort of drops too low and the right hip gets too high. Causes a little bit of a reverse spine, and then makes it very difficult to start with that lower body leading in the downswing. So the upper body sort of gets dominant then and forces sort of everything forward above the plane, and this is then really causes him to back up. So we see then as he sort of goes down through the shot, his head starts to move back, and this is where then those inconsistencies in the contact happen. So a very powerful swing. We need to get it a little bit more consistent. He hasn't been playing that long actually, really. He says before the start of the year he was struggling to break 100, but now he's actually sort of, you know, hoping to break 80. So quite a big difference there, but certainly lots of power. We've got to control the power and get those strikes better.
Yeah, definitely.
So Pierce, the posture is very simple with Ryan, isn't it, really? We just want him to stand a little taller with his driver.
I think the first thing that will happen is get the handle up higher. Okay, as soon as you get the handle up high, you'll feel there's a big gap here, so you'll have to sort of stand up a little bit to fill that gap in, or maybe have to move a little bit closer to do that. So by the time you've actually got the handle of the club up, you will feel what to do to get comfortable. Maybe use a mirror to help you move in a little closer, stand a bit taller.
So just some more upright angles really in that. So let's get into really I suppose the main things that we need to work on, Pierce. Definitely the legs are the key, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
And we talked about this earlier, that we see so often that golfers, that the hips cause so many problems. If you can't control the hips, it has a knock-on effect through the golf swing. So really being able to create a better lower body stability will help everything else, won't it?
We generally find if someone's got good control of their pelvis throughout their golf swing, they've got a really good chance of being consistent, that's for sure. And we can see with Ryan that there's going to be a few issues. So
what are we looking for then, right, with Ryan Pierce?
Okay, so obviously what we spoke about in other videos before is that we want to feel as though to get that stability in here, to control this pelvis, we can start it with actually how we position our feet a little bit. Okay, so in this case here, with my lead foot, if I were to flare that out a little bit, it makes it a little bit harder then for this knee to move in. Now we're doing this with Ryan because Ryan, obviously you're an athlete, we can see you're in good shape, so you can do this. If you haven't got the mobility, it may be a little bit harder, but for you, Ryan, we're going to flare that foot out. That's going to make it a little bit harder for that knee to come in.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the first thing we would want to do. And then literally when you're hitting shots now, we need you to get the feeling that your knees feel apart in your backswing.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that left knee can stay a bit further away from the right knee, then you'll see now that my pelvis is in a much better position than perhaps this one here.
There we go,
So that's
yeah.
the one that we don't want to see when that left knee kicks in towards the right knee.
It tilts everything that way, doesn't it?
Absolutely. My left hip is a lot lower than my right. It should be low, but it's a lot lower than my right. And I'm actually probably exaggerating the spine angle here, but pushing it toward the target. And anyone else who does this, they might get a little bit of low
So
back
just,
pain.
if you can hold it there for a little bit longer, Pierce. So what happens from here then with you then, Ryan, as we see, you sort of start there, the upper body dominates, we get a little bit above the plane, and then what happens is we have to then sort of back up with the head, and that's where those heavy shots come from, and that sort of inconsistency really. So Pierce, we want the lower body stability, the wide knees, but also it's important that we get the upper body turning behind the ball. So just talk about that for us.
So definitely, so we've got the left foot flared out, we've got the stability in the lower body. You know, really, and you know, for a lot of people, this is something I don't struggle with. We know that I move a lot away from the target, but the feeling of getting the lead shoulder more over the trail knee, so the left shoulder more over my right knee, that really is sort of allowing me to load up into this trail side better.
Yeah.
But it's also allowing me to then put the feeling into my abs a little bit more and take it away from my low back, which
abs?
is something. There are some in there
You've got
somewhere.
some in there.
Underneath this padded gilet. So yeah, just feeling as though the upper body, I can load up into this trail side now. It's a much better wind up. I can feel some resistance in my right leg, but I can feel that it's actually more in the abdominal area than it is in the lower back.
Okay, and we can see the difference in the knees there. This is an important thing, guys. The left knee doesn't have to stay still. You know, the left knee will actually move in and forward, but what we're saying is we don't want it to move this way. So, you know, it's okay having a little bit of movement of that left knee as long as it's not sort of bringing out towards the right knee too much. And you can see Pierce is really loaded on the right side, and now he's in a position where he can lead with that lower body and sort of get moving towards the target and working through. And this is the hard thing for anyone, Pierce, who's been in this position. It's almost just retraining this movement where you can load the right leg and then start using that lower body as good as we can.
Yeah, definitely. I think I like to relate to it as a sprint. So the backswing is you getting ready in the blocks, the downswing is you driving out of the blocks, okay? So if you're in a position like this at the top of the backswing, how good are you at driving that way towards the target with the pelvis? You're not. As Andy said earlier, you're going to drive the upper body forward, then your brain's going to realise, hang on a bit, I can't hit good shots from here, so you back up, and that causes other bad shots.
Okay.
So when we get into this position, when we are loaded at the top of the backswing, it's going to be a lot easier then for you to work at the lower body going this way. That's me exploding out the blocks, and then I can just turn through and finish on that lead side.
Let's do that one more time, Pierce, and then we'll get you to demonstrate this in a moment. So just swing to the top for us, so that wide knee's there. Now this is the important thing now. From here, we're going to get Pierce to lead with that lower body, and this, as you can see here, that lower body sort of driving first. Even the left knee is way in front there, which is great, where Ryan's left knee normally is sort of back in and at this part in the downswing.
We can see where the handle of the golf club is now, and the shaft. You can see the shaft is flatter, shallower behind me. The handle is nearer to my body as opposed to being out in front. And the way that happens is because as soon as I create this good backswing, as soon as I then start my transition, look at the arms and the club, naturally just want to drop the club into this area here.
Definitely.
When I do this and then lead this way, well, my arms can't drop into this area here. They're going to have to swing more around and out in front of me and then to the left.
Okay, right. So, I mean, there's a lot we've just talked about there. You know, we've just created the stability, but I mean, the key thing is here, what we recommend is, look, work on this backswing first, work on creating the stability and loading into this right side. As soon as that starts to feel comfortable, you're going to find it again. We said, you know, Ryan looks like an athlete, so he's got plenty of power. Don't think he's going to have an issue with moving onto the left side, you know, using that lower body.
I think keep it real simple. Posture, so get the handle up a little bit higher. We know that. Left foot flare it out. Lower body, get it stable, and then work at really sort of shifting that lower body first in the downswing, and you'll be okay.
Okay, right, Pierce. Let's see. You've got a few things to think about there. Let's see if we can pull a good shot off here.
No problem.
But, I mean, interesting to notice here when Pierce hits this shot really is just the lower body stability, but also how Pierce loads up behind the golf ball with his upper body.
So flaring the left foot out for me is something I do. I'm actually exaggerating it a little bit more now so I can get the feel of this. So stable lower body, and then shift through to the target. Look at that one.
Beauty.
Nice.
Not bad at all, Per. Fish, you need to work on that a bit more, you do.
I should. Okay, there you have it, Ryan. Hopefully you'll be breaking 80 soon, maybe even 71.
Maybe.
Okay, guys, if you enjoyed that video, if you have any questions about that video, post your questions down below. If you don't subscribe already, hit the subscribe button. That allows you to interact with us and ask us these questions.
Yes, definitely. And also check out meandmygolf.com, our website. Click the link in the corner. We've got a brand new video series on there. Turn your slice into a draw, and with lots of videos going every single week. So make sure you check it out, guys, and we'll see you next time.